It's a nice 80-degree day here in St. Petersburg, Florida, about 5:30 in the afternoon. Just taking a ride downtown, St. Pete, Central Avenue here, see what the crowds are like. And wow, there's a lot of people out here. A lot. I don't know what's going on, but pretty good crowd. I don't think many people are too worried about staying in or because of the virus stuff going on, so I don't know if that's going to change, but right now no one seems to be too worried about it. Not sure if the what is it, USF, University of South Florida campus over here, I'm not sure if they shut that down, but let's go check out the place over here, Parks and Rec, which is usually really crowded on a Friday, Saturday night with college students from around here. Another really, young crowd. See what it looks like right now. A couple of people, but like I said, this is not really an indication of anything because it's early in the day. It's only 5:30, so even still, there's some people here hanging out. So I imagine much later on it's going to be packed as usual. Let's check out the bars over here. It's about the usual crowd for Friday afternoon. Nothing different. It may be a little bit more crowded than usual, I guess, because of the Grand Prix traffic. Probably. Nice Porsche. So the Grand Prix stuff is over here, the racetrack course, but I think I'm too late, and from what I heard, I think they ran it without any spectators, so that's kind of a bust for them. Hey, what happened to the race today? No spectators, or it's completely shut down?
Canceled for the weekend, yeah.
Really?
Actually, IndyCar canceled through April.
When did they announce this? Because from somebody told me that they were just going to run it with no spectators. So did that change like last night or something?
It changed overnight, yeah.
Wow.
11:30 this morning was the announcement from IndyCar.
Okay. Wow. Crazy. So there you have it. 11:30 this morning, they canceled this race, along with, he said, all the races, I guess. Crazy. So there's no race. That's it. It's canceled this morning, 11:30 in the morning, something like that. It's a pretty cool place here. From the looks of the crowds down here, it looks like if they didn't cancel the race, I think most people would have showed up and came to the Grand Prix, because just looking out over here, you see there are big crowds sitting next to each other at the tables, walking around and all that stuff. So it doesn't seem like they're that worried about being in crowded spaces. And this is definitely a much bigger crowd than a usual Friday afternoon. So I gotta believe that a lot of these people are here for the race. They came into the city from someplace else. They're staying at a hotel around here. And now, since there's no race, I guess they're just making the best of it and coming out to the restaurants and the bars over here and having a drink and talking about what would have happened at the Grand Prix, maybe, who knows. But I guess not all is lost, because at least they got to come down to St. Petersburg when it's really nice weather right now. So it's not a bad time to be hanging out in St. Petersburg for sure. I don't know if you can see that up there, but up at the rooftop bar, the Canopy, that place is pretty packed right now. And look at this, an orange Acura NSX, the new style. Not sure I've ever seen any of the new NSXs, let alone an orange one, so that's a new one for me right there. So there is some more restaurants down at the end of the street here. And you see there's some police on horses. That's not something you normally see down here. I guess they were probably assigned for the Grand Prix, and since they didn't need them, now they're just hanging out on the strip over here. On the left over here is the Renaissance Vinoy Hotel, this pink hotel, And while it looks like there's a little bit of people there, usually on the weekends there's always some kind of wedding parties going on. So there's usually a lot of people, and they spill out into the park across the street to take their wedding photos and stuff. So I don't see any of that today. Maybe you see it more on a Saturday or a Sunday, I forget, but it doesn't look to be that busy right now. I don't know. And coming up over here, you have this big boat that's always here named the Hakuna Matata, and it's always empty. But today I actually see people on it hanging out, listening to music. Maybe they came here for the Grand Prix or something to party on their boat. But at least they still got to party on that nice boat, so not all is lost. So now I'm back here in the park, and I'm going to see if maybe I can see if there's some dolphins out here on this nice day off the water. Usually there is when you come here, and if you don't see any, you wait a few minutes and you usually will see a few. Well, it doesn't look like there's any dolphins out right now, but here is this little beach over here next to the volleyball court. And if you don't want to make the trek and worry about parking and all that of going to St. Pete Beach or some of the other beaches or Clearwater Beach, you can just come down here to the park here and swim in the water here, although not exactly the same, because this water here is Tampa Bay, which is not exactly seawater. It's kind of brackish, I guess, a little bit. It's mixed with fresh water and salt water, whereas the beaches on the Gulf of Mexico side of St. Petersburg and Clearwater are just regular salt water. So this is what it looks like down here in St. Pete, and I gotta say that it's a pretty normal looking day. A lot of people out. I can say that I heard people's conversation, little snippets as I'm riding by or they're walking by me, and a lot of it has to do with Grand Prix or virus, more virus than anything, but that doesn't stop people from coming out. So I guess they should kind of appreciate that they can come out, where some people, like in Italy right now, can't even leave their house unless they're going to the supermarket or whatever. So I guess count your blessings.
I was like, yeah, you could still overreact, but there can still be effective.